Hello everyone, this is Jeff Sanford from Human Tech, and what I'd like to do for you over the next couple of minutes is summarize my hour-long presentation that I completed at Ergo Expo 2013. And the title of that presentation was 5 Things Your Office Ergonomics Process Does Not Need. So let's jump right into this. The first thing everybody needs to understand is that within office ergonomics, it's a time for a real paradigm shift. You know, we have people that work remotely, we have people that work in workstations that are common areas, and frankly, we're finding more and more that the personal workstation is going by the wayside. And we need to embrace that. And through my talk today, I'm going to help you understand some of the ways that you can manage that and some of the things to avoid some frustration. So let's jump into these 5 things. The first one is guesswork. You absolutely need to avoid guesswork within your office ergonomics process, and really what you're trying to define is who needs help, right? And you don't want to guess as to who needs help, so you need a way to be able to identify those individuals. And this will also help you with the next step, which is defining needs versus wants. Those two are very key when it comes to office ergonomics, finding out who to see and really what type of equipment people really need. So your key questions in terms of guesswork are, who do I go see and who is my priority? Those two go hand in hand. And really what you're trying to do is define who really needs the attention rather than trying to see everyone within your organization. And ultimately what you're trying to define is the equipment that is really needed at that workstation to allow that person to be set up properly. Some quick solutions to avoid the guesswork is to ensure the equipment that you purchase accommodates most. I have this small graphic here that's really defining that we need equipment to accommodate 90% of our working population. Today's equipment, between height adjustable chairs, keyboard trays, mouse, monitor arms, very simple to do that, and the equipment is designed very well to help accommodate for 90% of your working population. Smaller people, really tall people, may require some special attention to fit them into their workstation, but keeping a focus and ensuring that you're purchasing the correct equipment is of utmost importance. You need to quantify your needs. So how do you quantify who you go see or your prioritized list? You can do that in a couple ways, whether it's a software package that quantifies the risk in that workstation or even a basic survey. You also need to engage your employees. So work with them, understand what they need, provide solutions to them so that they can change their own workstation. You'll hear me use the word empower. We empower people to change their workstations appropriate for their particular body type and size. Investigate the use of technology. There's a lot of really good online software packages that can really help you manage your ergonomics process. I suggest taking a look at that. The next thing is 100% face-to-face assessments. So these have really gone by the wayside as well. This used to be the way that we used to do office ergonomics, where everybody would require a face-to-face assessment. And anything that's done office assessments in the past understands these comments, because not everybody really wants to have somebody standing in their cubicle if they're not experiencing any discomfort, or if they have their workstation set up properly. Right, so there's some frustration when people enter into your workstation and tell you what to do. Again, I'll go back to the software. A lot of the software out there now will have people work individually at their workstation rather than having somebody come in to their workstation. And that's great because they can do this at their own time, at their own pace, and it's personal to them. So what you really need, again, is empowerment. Empower folks to change their workstation. Have them understand the way their workstation should be set up and empower them to make those changes. The only way you're going to do that is through effective education. So a very simple, straightforward training on teaching people how to set up their workstation is of utmost importance. Ultimately, you need to find your silent sufferers. So the quantification that we talked about earlier, there's people out there that are currently experiencing discomfort but aren't saying anything. People think they shouldn't get hurt in the office, and you need to find a way to flush out those silent sufferers, and quantification is of so much importance so that you can prioritize who you need to go see. And the third one is copious amounts of time. You don't need a lot of time. And here's a couple of ways to save some time within your office ergonomics process. You don't need to fly solo. You don't need to do this by yourself. Have a group of people that are responsible for managing those difficult situations, the people that really need the attention. Avoid lengthy training sessions and avoid paper-based reports and tracking. So again, there's a lot of really good programs out there that will help you track your information. Even do it in Excel. Just please do not write something on a piece of paper and keep it in a file and folder. And try to keep these training sessions as short as possible and to the point. Next is a hefty budget. You don't need a lot of money. And I hear this all the time, having been in ergonomics for 15 plus years, that it costs too much. Those costs are associated with time, new equipment budget, and then of course any type of external support with face-to-face assessments. So you can avoid that, again, by doing a few simple things. Vet an equipment list of appropriate products. Stop guessing, stop going to websites every time you need something. Have a short list of monitor arms, keyboards, keyboard trays, mouse designs, so that you have a list to go to when somebody needs something. Take the guesswork out of it. Avoid providing wants versus needs, and those two work together. And then lastly, educate people first. Teach them how to set up their own workstation, and then determine product needs. Because a lot of time people think they need products when really they just need education on how to set up their current workstations. Lastly is what I call an old school mentality. You don't need an old school mentality, and what I mean by that are these. So avoid the fads. Rest break software, keystroke counters, those frankly are a frustration to the end users, frustration to your IT department. You also experience frustration with lengthy group sessions and paper-based files, so you don't need those anymore. Technology has increased. We've gotten so much better, and there's a lot of really good technology that can help you with your office ergonomics process. Now, the last thing I'm going to leave you with, you keep hearing me use the word process, and really that's what we try to guide our clients to do, is manage office ergonomics as you would any other process. Work that through. Understand, plan, do, check, act, and each element of that process will help you manage your potential injuries and help to avoid them. So I'm hoping I'm left you with a couple of really good thoughts and understand the paradigm shift that's happening within office ergonomics, and help you understand some things that you really can avoid, and giving you some tips on how to improve the way you approach office ergonomics. So 5 things you do not need: guesswork, 100% face-to-face assessments, a large amount of time, a big budget, and then don't waste your time with old school mentality. Thank you for your time.